The third and last thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about is that the great marriages are not based on finding, and great relationships are not based on finding someone, but rather they're based on creating a beautiful life, right? That together you're becoming who you two want to become. I feel like, and I think in today's generation, there is a lot of people who believe in the one. And there's nothing wrong with the one. And there's a lot of people who believe that one person is supposed to be their all. They're supposed to be their best friend, their lover, the father of their children, the mother of their children. They're supposed to be their confidant. They're supposed to be their support system. Look, the reality, guys, is one person cannot do that. It's so funny how we expect other people to be perfect, yet we've got flaws ourselves. How does that work? So we all know that no one's perfect, yet we believe that there should be this one person who is supposed to fulfill our desires, our needs. And I think one of the things that's important to understand is that we do have both biological and psychological needs, right? I think you have to realize that, because once you realize that you have both biological and psychological needs, you begin to realize, Jesus, this person cannot fulfill all of them. This person can't be my doctor. They can't be the one who tells me they love me all the time. They can't be the one who affirms me. They can't be the one who feels my need to be accepted, my need to belong. That they can't do everything and fulfill every need in my life. Therefore, I need a support system, right? I need a variety of different people in my life. And I feel like when you understand that, it really helps with your life, because you then put yourself in a position where you are no longer looking for people who are perfect, but you're looking for people who want to go where you want to go. In other words, it is more about, okay, let's find somebody where we can build something together. Now, I get it. Look, I'm not naive and I'm not stupid. Clearly, you shouldn't choose somebody who doesn't want to go where you want to go, who's broke, who has no plans. And part of the risk that you're going to have to take, because I guess there's two ways to look at it. You can either choose somebody who's already made, who's already successful, who already wants kids, who's already ready for marriage. You could go down that route. Or, alternatively, you can find somebody who wants to go the way that you want to go, and then you two build the life. But that is a greater risk, right? It's a greater risk. But I have found, and it's something that I was really thinking about in my own life, that it is far better for you to create a life together. It solves so many issues down the road. Like, I was thinking, let's say you decide that you want to have kids at some point, and you decide to focus on your career, and you date people all throughout your 20s, and you get to 30 and you now want to find a partner. The issue that you've got with this is that pretty much if you want to have kids, you've got like, what, a 5-year window of trying to conceive, find that person, get married, know about their family, know what their temperament is like. Like, it's a very short window to know somebody. Whereas if you meet somebody who you intend to build a life with, and you guys are aiming with the same vision ahead of yourselves, and you want to go in the same way, you then can know a little bit about them. You can see over time, what are they like. There was something that really frustrated me when I first started studying relationships, particularly people who had been together a long time, which is that I'd hear them say, this is my best friend. Because I was like, well, that's the most ridiculous thing. Why are you talking about your husband or your wife being your best friend? And I didn't understand why people talk about this. And what I began to realize is, when you spend enough time around somebody, you just like them. You want to tell them stuff, you're interested in them, you want to support them. But if you're in it simply because of what they offer you in terms of material goods, instead of in terms of getting what you want right now, then it means you never invest in that person. And you can't reap what you've never invested in. You can't harvest what you've never sown. Does that kind of make sense, what I mean by that? And so I was just thinking, like, in your own life, it's just something you might want to think about. You might want to reflect on, when you're looking for somebody in your own life, are you looking for somebody who you're building a life with? But even in terms of like friendships, are you looking for people to just fill a hole right now, you hang around, you go out with them tonight? Or are you looking for long-term relationships? And look, part of this is you have to think long term. You have to really look, and you have to really like do the hard work. Like, you have to ask questions, you have to invest time. Like, this stuff is not easy, right? It isn't easy to create a support system around yourself. It isn't easy to create a great relationship and a great marriage. It takes time, it takes effort. And I just feel like a lot of us today, we're living in an age, including myself, where we don't want to invest. We don't want to think long term. Everything is all about instant gratification. It's all about now. It's all about today. But I encourage you to walk away from that crowd, because my experience has shown me that that crowd doesn't work. It doesn't long-term work. It works short, momentarily and in the short run. But in the long run, my experience has shown me that it doesn't work. But you know what it is. It's your life. Ultimately, as I've always said, you do you and you do whatever you want to do. But that's been my experience, and that's been the recommendation that I would share with you, to really reflect on that. Really look at, are you, the people who you have around you, are they around you because of where you're going and where they would like to go, and the vision that you have for your life, for your community, for your family, for yourself? Or are you with them because they're just there, right? Bishop T.D. Jakes talked about building a team for the tasks. If you're trying to have a baby, your best friend might not be the best person. You need midwives, right? You need doctors. I wonder that if you're trying to build this incredible life full of success, full of joy, full of fulfillment, full of connection, I wonder if you are building a life that is going to be able to support all of that, or whether you're just trying to microwave everything. Just something for you to think about. So that's it. Those